So hey there guys, I've just watched episode 24 of Vinland Saga, the last episode, and I suppose you know it was a great episode. The reaction is in the description, go watch it and go back here if you want to listen to the discussion. And the discussion starts right now. But you have to understand that part of the discussion is already included in the end of the episode because not many people watch discussions and I wanted to say a few things here and there. So here we just have to kind of go through the episode and some moments to check some moments. I was right, finally. I was right with this anime. It basically all went. All of my feelings, they were correct, you know. The king kind of attacking Askeladd, but not with the weapon, you know, with the choice. And Askeladd literally killing the king, attacking the king, and Thorfinn not being here. But it got even cooler, you know, because Askeladd got the prince, and he literally raised him. Took him from Ragnar's arms and made the boy into a man. Now he made the man into the king. So he had he did that. Like Askeladd did that, and the whole scene. I mean, good for the prince that he was fast on, thinking and understanding the situation, and he instantly realized which role he has to play, and then even Thorkel at some point suggested that, you know what, Prince Sama, you have to land a finishing blow. And it worked, even though I personally wouldn't believe it was all planned. I mean, it was all random act of craziness from Askeladd. I would not believe that. If I was in there, I really doubt it was all planned and played an act, you know. But at the same time, it's difficult to believe that some bearded proud guy decides to sacrifice himself just for the prince to become a king. So it's kind of, it's not that easy. So, Askeladd tried to deal with the situation in a verbal way. Oh man, and this fucking frame, Flocky, my boy, your face is weird. He sometimes look badass, sometimes you look like a clown. Seriously. So Askeladd tried to convince the king, but I mean, it would have worked if the plan was actually, attacking whales because of the whales. It's not the whales which is the issue. It's the Prince Canute and Askeladd which is the issue. So that's why it didn't work. And even though the arguments, they were good and people agreed, but the king like, yeah, sure, great, now Erabe, choose, make a choice between this or that. Either prince, either whales. And as I've said during the video, if you go with the king, he's just gonna use you, and there's no guarantee that you will actually protect your beautiful whales. While if you're going with Prince Canute, the man has his head in the right place, and his mindset is, even though it's still fresh, from a lot of changes in his life, but still, Prince Canute is seemed to be a nice person and a fitting person to become the king for the land, um, and that's why Askeladd decided, as they say, to later to save both, and that's I agree with this. It's just Askeladd had to sacrifice himself in the end, but I mean, the old fella, I don't think he. I mean, I understand Askeladd character. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Even if he seems ruthless and he murdered all of those, he keeps all of it in himself. It's not like he's just evil. He is forced to be evil here and there. Doesn't mean he's like enjoys killing women and stuff. So I understand that. And he is living with all those sins and all those terrible deeds in this crazy world. And he's not young already. He's like, what, maybe like 40, 50 or something years already. I think so. So, for him dying is a way, especially if it's a death that helps serious changes to happen. I think that's the death that he'd gladly accept. Especially considering, as I've said, that he was the point of connections from different characters and different plot lines, and it's all like cut now. It's all freed, and now can move the direction it wanted. And yeah, Askeladd was the brightest star of the season, no matter how fucking dickish this man was. I know a lot of people like him, I know a lot of people dislike him, and that's perfectly okay. But no one should deny that Askeladd was the man who was having everything on his back. He was the one moving the plot, he was the one moving the characters, he was important. What's gonna happen after his death? I suppose different characters, different plot lines, same world, something like that. So it's just, yeah. And his legacy, gonna leave in a way. I'm not gonna miss him. I had enough of him in this season. But I enjoyed it. In the end, if you weight everything, I think I enjoyed him. And because, this death scene was done good. I like it. I suppose some people may even cried over it because if they like Askeladd. So, yeah. The king said, like, you goddamn slave. And stuff, and Leif almost took Thorfinn on the boat, but no, the guy saw the bird and thought to himself like, "Jeez, that's a bird. I'll go see Askeladd." And Leif lost him again, and then Askeladd does his, I hate Dun's thing. I hate your face. I hate everything about you, about your people. Screw you guys. And basically takes the king as a hostage. And you know what? The stupidest man in the whole episode was Floki. I have no fucking idea why the stupid idiot decided to scream like, attack him! While the king was like, here, like, Askeladd just twitches the finger and king is dead. Like, it's not how you do it, man. It's not how you do it. You stale, you buy some time, you try to speak with the crazy man, and then, there's an archer that comes from the sorry for thingy, that comes from the window that is here and shoots Askeladd or something like that in the face or something. You don't do that when there's a hostage and where there's damn king in here. So Floki just got what he wanted. The king died. So that was stupid. And Askeladd said his name, Arturius Figuris Manuris, whatever, the king of Britain. But as far as I understand, that's the name of the king that his mother was telling the stories about, 500 or something years ago. And by the way, at some of the videos previously, there was some guy telling something about Askeladd's actions, and he named him Arthurius. I mean, my moderator don't watch this anime. It just looks like, some character. Arthurius, okay. And I was like, okay. He called him Arthurius because this episode there was he was telling the story about Arthurius, so yada yada yada, and now he has to take his role somewhat. So I thought that's like symbolic way, but actually the guy fucking dropped a spoiler basically. So screw you for doing that. Next time you're gonna be banned for life if that's gonna happen. If you're watching this, I'm fucking watching you next time personally. Never drop spoilers in my videos. You're gonna be killed like a king swine with bearded angry me. So yeah, Lucius Arturius Castus, or what the fuck, I don't know. So Askeladd kills the king, and I gotta say, that was a super quick death for the king, and nice. That's not the type of death that some other people get, like miserable and full of suffering. So that was nice. And the prince instantly understood, like, yeah, attack this dude. He's crazy now. And Askeladd started slaughtering people. And yeah, sure, man, this guy is super strong. And I wonder, in the end, before he was stabbed by the prince, he was kind of wrestling with Floki, and that was badass as well. The scene when he was wrestling with Floki, like, on your knees, you fucking dog. There's a king in front of you, that was super cool. Arrogant Askeladd, is brilliant Askeladd when this arrogance is not against some innocent people. He kind of looked at Thorfinn at this moment, and then was stabbed by the prince. And honestly, I think if that wasn't the prince, if that was like some stupid goon soldier, Askeladd should have deflected that. Because that's just Askeladd. He may not see things, he fucking blocks arrows with his damn knife. I remember that. He's undead. And it's too bad he removed his beautiful armor. And I honestly think, I think this armor may end up being either worn by the prince, either worn by what's the boy's name? Damn it, Thorfinn. Though I doubt Thorfinn's gonna wear it, but maybe the prince, or maybe someone else, because that was a cool armor. So yeah, as I've said, I think that he specifically let the prince, hit him, harm him, and it worked. Too bad he didn't kill stupid ass Floki, because I don't know how loyal this man is. I'm not sure, because the prince, he has Thorkel. The king, basically. Canute, he is now almost a king. Maybe it's not completely official, but now technically he is the king. He has Thorkel, who is his personal general, so to say, and now somewhat mentor as well. Floki is was almost the same for the king. Maybe Floki was more of a commanding guy, while Thorkel is more of like smashing heads guy. So I don't know if Canute will leave Floki by his side, will let him stay. So I don't know. I mean, was it wise not killing him, or it was a mistake? I don't know. But seems like Canute's gonna become an important figure in the story. Where he's gonna go, I don't know. I mean, the enemies are defeated currently. There's probably gonna be some rebellion, and there's definitely gonna be issues with his brother, who's, as far as I remember, somewhere fucking far away. And when he realizes that, you know what, there's a little girly looking brother of yours is like the king now, you know. But at least, I mean, they said that Canute is now the Prince of Britain, I suppose, the England, the new land that was captured. So the Danish prince, the other brother, is probably going to be considered the prince of the king of, I don't know, fucking the ruler of those lands on the continent. So yeah, I'm getting distracted. So Askeladd fights and Thorfinn runs, sees that, and for Thorfinn, there was a devastating blow. He spent 11 years of his life serving Askeladd, licking basically his butt just to earn those few duels that he ended up losing. You know, he gave his all, and that choice ended up not benefiting for him at all. He wasn't able to kill Askeladd the way he wanted him to be killed. Even when Askeladd was like dying, he's like, okay, just kill me. Thorfinn didn't want to kill him that way. That was not the way he wanted to kill him. He wanted to kill him as a warrior in a fair fight, you know. So for him, that was like a serious loss. When he jumped on the prince like, you know, I suppose you will not gonna be serving me. And Thorfinn jumps like a crazy cat, you know, tiger, and tries to kill the prince. So like the whole episode was packed with awesome moments, like big great scenes and little awesome moments. You know, Askeladd going crazy and putting Floki on his knees, and Thorfinn flying, you know, trying to kill them. So that's cool. That was all super duper cool. So the prince stabs Askeladd somewhere in the gut area, and as we all know, that's super deadly because Bjorn died from this as well. Not in the heart, no nothing. But I mean, that's probably the first time ever Prince Canute harmed anyone. Literally. He was all about peace. Man, we haven't seen the priest. That's so sad. We ended up the season without seeing the greatness of a priest anymore. And that was kind of bittersweet to see Askeladd dying for me personally, because of course he deserved to die, but I mean, he still did quite a lot of good things as well. It's just the methods were terrible, and it was bittersweet seeing Thorfinn that. You know, there's a guy lying on the floor, breathing his last few breaths, and like, no, don't die, I want to kill you. It's such a weird scene, but that's understandable from our point of view, of the viewers. That's completely understandable. And Askeladd tells him, like, you boy, now become the real warrior. After my death, now you're free. Do whatever you want, and da 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 da. And as I've said, yeah, Askeladd kind of freed the man from the shackles he owned. He himself decided to put on him, and like half of his life was living with this, even more than half of his life. But Uncle Askeladd gave a lot of lessons to the boy, so that's okay. And then he tried to attack Canute, and Thorkel catch the boy just like it was a goddamn basketball, like easily. And then King Canute, but guys, what the fuck do you see here? Like, tell me, please. I get it. Canute, you have gorgeous hair, but you're motherfucking Viking. Cut your hair or make something with them, like hide them. You look like a gorgeous woman from the back, Just saying. I mean, that bothers me. But still, yeah, Prince Canute's like, oof. Now I'm the king. You have to serve me, you pigs. And they take Thorfinn away, and there's like beautiful moment of him dropping the blade, and we see in the blades everything, all the moments from the life. And there was quite a lot of characters, like random little characters, girls they met, and the places, like, yeah, that was cool. So the knife has fallen. I don't know if he's gonna leave it there, or if he's gonna still take it. At least, even if he's gonna leave it there, there's still another one. So he just dropped one, but I think it's just symbolism. Oh, that's super bright. And then we just see people. Walking. We see some lands, highlands, a lot of mountains, which look like Wales to me. And we see two people heading towards the high ground. And there's someone who looks like Prince Canute, basically the same, with like beautiful hair. I don't know if it's a girl or not, but that is a character, and I'm pretty sure that's some character. And then we see another, I suppose, a girl or a boy with tails. It's difficult to say. And some slave or someone on the boat. So I don't know. I feel like this is the characters that we will meet later on in the story. And this is it. It ended. And as I've said, I liked. Yeah, this episode was definitely the best episode of the whole anime. It worked really good on many levels, and even though I struggled at some points, I think it was worth it. What's next, though? I don't know. But I mean, yeah, this episode was called like the end of a prologue. Nice trolling. That was a goddamn bloody prologue. If that much women died during the prologue, guys, oof. I'm afraid of knowing what's gonna happen next. But I suppose that's it. I don't know, man, how it's gonna go. But now everyone's probably gonna try to reach their own dreams and their own goals. And Thorfinn only had one goal, except, for killing Askeladd, he had another goal. Is going to Vinland, seeing Vinland, finding it, and living a beautiful life in there. The prince has his own goals. Thorkel just wanna smash. And those new characters. So I don't know. I'm curious. I'm not gonna lie. I'm curious about how the story is gonna progress. But we'll see. I don't think that I'm gonna at least instantly watch the next season. Maybe if I'm gonna have time, because just unfortunately there is not enough time for everything. You have to pick your time and pick your activities accordingly. So that's it. As I've said, that was a nice anime. Surprisingly good ending. Surprisingly interesting and fitting ending. I liked it more than I think I will like it at some points. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for watching the reactions. Thanks for staying and watching the stupid ass discussions. And thanks for hearing and understanding me, because that's important, because I'm trying my best to kind of keep all of the thoughts as open as possible, and all of the everything I say I try to balance, to keep the balance of being honest and and trying to understand both sides. Even if I'm on one side, I always try to see another side as well. So thank you for understanding me. And that's it. If you're up for another anime, that's gonna be ReZero Season 2 in a month, or even maybe less, I don't know, the next month. Then I'm gonna see you there. If you're not into that, then maybe we're gonna see each other in the other anime. Or maybe not, I don't know. Anyways, thanks a lot. I hope to see you next time. Goodbye, guys.